Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Rachel Paul. I'm so happy to be here with you today. We are going to be talking about weight loss mistakes you're making after 5 p.m. and what to do instead. So first we're going to talk about how to prepare, then we're going to talk about what to do in the moment around 5 p.m. around dinner time, and then we're going to talk about what to do the next day if you do overeat. It's not a problem. Okay, let's talk about weight loss mistakes you're making after 5 p.m. All right, let's talk about mistake number 1, not eating enough during the day. Now, when I was on my weight loss journey, I would really try to starve myself during the day because I was punishing myself for overeating the night before. But that never works because we get into this binge restrict cycle, right? Where we get so starving by the end of the day, we really overeat, and then the cycle continues with restricting the next day. So instead, what I want you to do is plan your meals throughout the day, no matter what you had the day before. Plan your meals throughout the day with proteins, fats, and veggies. So like I have here, I have a protein, fats, and veggies bowl that I can take with me to go at any time. All right, let's talk about mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is not having a substantial enough snack in the afternoon. So along with starving myself during the day when I was punishing myself for overeating the night before, what I would do is not have a big enough snack, or I would try to have a really small snack, again, because I felt so ashamed for overeating the night before. But that is not what you need to do because, again, we get into that binge restrict cycle, right? Where we overeat at night and then restrict eating the next day. And that cycle just doesn't work, so we gotta break that cycle. What I'd love for you to do instead is have a really substantial snack with protein and fat at 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon before dinner. So for example, I have some jerky here. Single serving packets work great because you can carry them in your bag. You can always have them. And I have some nuts and seeds here. Again, nuts and seeds are a great non-perishable snack because you can keep them in your bag all the time. So when you're out, you always have something. You're never left stranded without a snack, right? Okay, let's talk about mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is not having foods in your kitchen that you can make a meal with in under 15 minutes. So you might see on Pinterest, on Instagram, these recipes that clearly have 20 or more ingredients that take 2 or more hours to make, and I am here to tell you that is not necessary at all. What you need is a few ingredients that you can put together quickly and that still taste really good. So for example, I love rotisserie chicken. We get a rotisserie chicken pretty much every week, and that's so easy to make a salad with or a stir fry. I also get some kind of shredded or crumbled cheese. That's really good to add to a meal. That's very quick. And then frozen vegetables is another one of my favorites. You can make a stir fry with it in under 10 minutes. It's great. Okay, let's talk about mistake number 4. All right, let's talk about mistake number 4, which is not having good choices when eating out. So have you ever been going home from work, it's around 5 p.m. and you're really hungry and there's McDonald's on the way home and then you just stop and eat, right? Happens to all of us. But I'm here to tell you, you can still eat out and make great choices that you will be happy with for the long term. So for example, I like to try to stick with protein, vegetables, and fats when I'm eating out, and this is totally doable. So for example, at Chipotle, which is one of my favorite places to eat out, you can get a salad with lots of salsas, a lettuce base, protein, the fajita veggies. I always ask for extra fajita veggies, cheese on top, guac if you want it, and that's a great option. Okay, let's talk about mistake number 5. All right, let's talk about mistake number 5, which is giving into cravings. Now, have you ever gotten home, you're ready to eat dinner, you've decided to eat a meal of proteins, fats, and veggies, and you get home and you're just craving something else, right? Something else sounds better. Now, here's the deal. You can choose to eat whatever you want. This is your life, absolutely. But what I want you to think about is what decision will you be happy with 30 minutes from now, an hour from now? The option could be to eat what feels good right now versus what you had planned with the proteins, fats, and veggies. Both choices are fine, but what I really want you to think about is what choice are you going to be happy with in 30 minutes, in an hour? What choice will make yourself proud? Okay, let's talk about mistake number 6. All right, let's talk about mistake number 6, which is not adding enough flavor. Now, here's the deal. Bland food is really boring, right? Plain chicken and broccoli, no one wants to eat that, right? But food that's made with a lot of heavy sauces, that can add in a lot of extra calories, which may not be really the best for weight loss, right? So the sweet spot here is to make your meals with a lot of flavor, but adding the flavor in lower calorie ways. So for example, hot sauce, light dressings are some of my favorites, sauerkraut, different spices, salsas. There are so many kinds of salsas. That's a great way to add flavor. Some of my favorite spices are basil and oregano. It's great for kind of an Italian dish. Garlic salt gives a lot more flavor than regular salt. And then red pepper flakes are a hit of that spicy, and it's a little bit more exciting than regular pepper. Okay, let's talk about the next mistake. All right, let's talk about mistake number 7, which is not eating enough. Now, I do not want you to ever starve yourself, not be eating enough food to fuel your body to keep you full for the many hours of the night ahead, right? What I'd love for you to do is to build your meals, lunch and dinner specifically, with my formula with 2 cups of vegetables, a normal serving of protein, which is about 4 to 5 ounces or about 150 calories, and then 100 to 200 calories of fat. So for example, here I have a base of lettuce, I have some extra cucumber for the vegetables, I have some bacon and blue cheese as the fat, and I have some hard-boiled eggs for the protein. And this works for both lunch and dinner and is a really easy way to build a filling meal. Okay, let's talk about the next mistake. All right, let's talk about mistake number 8, not planning a snack for after dinner. Now, I want you to ask yourself, am I really hungry? Am I physically hungry for a snack after dinner, or is it more of a craving? If you're physically hungry, I of course want you to eat, right? I would never want you to be hungry. But if it's a craving, if you're not hungry and you really just have a craving for something, I want you to breathe through that craving. We're gonna talk about that next, but let's talk about some good snacks to have if you are physically hungry. So a good way to determine what a good snack for you could be for after dinner is to track what you're eating. So an app like MyFitnessPal, I prefer Lose It. There's just less going on, so that's why I like that app better. A good thing to do is to track what you're eating in the Lose It app so that you know the right portions for you. So for example, here are kind of some smaller snacks to have after dinner that could satisfy that sweet craving if you're physically hungry. So I have some strawberries with some chocolate here. And I also have a tablespoon of peanut butter with some chocolate chips added as kind of like a Reese's. Okay, let's talk about the next mistake. All right, let's talk about mistake number 9, not breathing through cravings. Now, we just talked about deciding whether or not you are truly physically hungry after dinner. If you are hungry, of course I want you to eat, right? But if you're not hungry, a good thing to do is to breathe through those cravings. So what do I mean by that? I mean locating where that craving feeling, that kind of urge feeling, where is it in your body? Because all it is a vibration. So for me, it's in my chest, but I've had people say it's in their fingers, in their throat, in their head. There's no wrong answer. Where is it in your body? Next, identify what color is it. So for me, it's kind of like a red color, but I've had people say it's clear, I've had people say it's brown, I've had people say it's blue. No wrong answers, okay? So where is it? What color is it? Then next ask yourself, is it fast or slow? For me, it's kind of fast. And then ask yourself, is it hard or soft? For me, it's kind of hard. So here's the good news about this, about these cravings. All they are a feeling. It's a vibration in your body. Nothing bad is actually going to happen to you if you breathe through this craving. And if you do allow this craving in your body, if you think to yourself, nothing bad can happen to me. I am learning to breathe through cravings. This is just a feeling in my body. This is just a vibration in my body. If you allow yourself to think those thoughts and breathe through that craving, guess what? It will go away in 1 or 2 minutes. The reason why we think cravings and urges last for so long is because we're trying to resist them, right? But resisting cravings and urges is like pushing a beach ball down in the water. If you keep pushing it down, it's gonna pop back up with even more vengeance, right? So instead of resisting the craving, I want you to breathe through it. Identify where it is in your body and breathe through it. It's gone in 1 or 2 minutes. And then a great thing to do every time you do allow yourself to breathe through one of these cravings is to put a coffee bean, get a bag of coffee beans, put a coffee bean into the urge jar, which is just a glass jar, nothing special. And then once the urge jar is filled up with 100 allowed urges, 100 of these coffee beans, this is often equal to 5 or 10 pounds off of your body because it represents every time you would have eaten something when you weren't hungry. Okay, let's talk about the next mistake. All right, let's talk about mistake number 10, which is getting into the bad trance. Now, I found out about this term from one of my favorite authors, Gretchen Rubin, and she talks about the bad trance as this time after dinner when we're sitting on the couch and we're watching TV and we're too tired to get up and brush our teeth in order to go to bed, and we just end up staying on the couch and binging on Netflix, right? That is no good. That is not helpful for getting to our weight loss goals, getting enough sleep, not snacking extra snacks on the couch, right? No good. So what I'd love for you to do is to take out your phone and set a bedtime. So put an alarm just like you do for the morning, put an alarm for your bedtime, and that will really help you get out of that bad trance. Okay, let's talk about the next mistake. All right, everyone, we are on to mistake number 11, which is not eating enough the next day. Now, if you did overeat the night before, it's not a problem. It's okay. What I don't want you to do is restrict yourself the next day. You absolutely deserve to eat. What happens when we restrict is we get back into that restrict binge cycle. So let's put an end to that for once and for all. A good thing to do for breakfast the next day is to have a breakfast with protein and fats that's going to keep you full for the next few hours. So for example, I have 2 hard-boiled eggs here and a guacamole packet. That's an easy on-the-go breakfast. All right, everyone, that was my top 10 mistakes you're making after 5 p.m. I'd love for you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.